Hey guys, this is Jessica, and as you can see, I got a picture of the Greek underworld as my wallpaper on Zoom, and I also have some piano music playing. Because why not? Because we're talking about Eurydice by play written by Sarah Ruhl. And then, like, the reason I'm doing all this because it is a play based upon Greek tragedy, and then it is also really heavily dominated by music, rhythm, and all that good stuff. So yeah, let's get on the ride, guys. Okay, so a little background information on Sarah Rowe. Sarah Rowe is born on January 24th, 1974 at Wilmette, Illinois. And her parents are both her mother is involved in the arts, like she writes and she also acts and she's heavily involved in theater. Her father is a marketing strategist in for Twice, but he's also like really supportive towards Miss Roll to pursue her interest in arts, and she also developed her interest for theater and writing in the Piven theater workshops when she was little, and originally Sarah Roll wanted to become a poet, like she wanted to become a poet slash English professor, but as you can see now, she's not a playwright. But it's really interesting because we can still see the influence of poetry in her use of language, her plays. And in college, she studied playwriting under Paulo Vogo at Brown University and received a BA in English. And afterwards, she also pursued MFA in playwriting at Brown University. And her first play, the dog play, is also written when she was in Paula Vogel's class. And so after graduation, Sarah has been involved in theater and she kept on writing and having her plays produced. But her real big breakthrough is this play called Clean House, the Clean House, which was written in 2004, and it was it is like such an amazing play. I highly recommend it, and it earned widespread recognition for Sarah Roll, and it became the Pulitzer finalist. And as well, it became one of the Pulitzer finalists, and it also won the Susan Smith Blackbird Prize, which is like a really big deal. But I mean, seriously, it's just such a it's really great entertaining play. I highly recommend it. And Sarah Rowe continued to produce and write plays, and she currently serves as a faculty member at Yale School of Drama. And she also served on the executive council of the Dramatists Guild MacArthur Foundation Fellow in 2006, and she served on the board for about 3 years. And her other notable works include Stage Kiss, In the Next Room, or the Vibrator Play. Actually, guys, I really want to read this. Like In the Next Room or the Vibrator Play. It's like a play about Victorian. I think it was like a I don't know 16th century Victorian. I don't remember, but like it was like about these like people from really dated period, and like they're like there's this doctor using vibrator. It's great. I'm gonna read it someday. And as well as the passion play, and as we can see, she's like a really widely acclaimed playwright. And look at these awards she got. Oh my gosh, she's in the Pulitzer Prize finalist twice, and Tony Award. Yeah. And then recently she also started writing books and on theater and personal lives. And one of the books she wrote, which is one of the best book of the year according to New York Times, is called 100 Essays I Don't Have Time to Write. And it is a book about her motherhood, because she's married with children, and it is a book about theater and motherhood that she experiences throughout her lives. Um, yeah. So now we go to context of this play, and after the Clean House, it was followed by Eurydice, which is also quite a widely acclaimed play. I mean, we're gonna go into that later more, but Eurydice is based on the Greek mythology the of the story of Orpheus, a famous musician who goes underworld to seek his deceased wife Eurydice. I think I'm pretty sure like most of you had know what this story is about, but just to be sure, so I'm just gonna recap. So Orpheus is like this like man who has amazing beautiful voice, and like he is really madly in love with his soon to be wife Eurydice. But unfortunately, Eurydice was I mean, I'm from the version I read. She was bitten by a snake and she died. Orpheus was very overwhelmed by grief, so she went down to the underworld in order to save his beloved. However, I mean, he eventually convinces Hades to take Eurydice back under one condition that when they are on their way back to the mortal realm, he cannot look back. But unfortunately he did, and like Eurydice is dead forever, which is a really sad story. But I mean, in some verses I've read, I heard that like you reunite in the underworld, so maybe that's a good thing. Anyway, and Sarah um, wrote this play as a way to remember her own deceased father, because her own father passed away due to cancer when Sarah was 20 years old. And she said Eurydice is a transparently personal play. I want to write something where I would be allowed to have a few more conversations with me. So like I can see how this play is like a coping mechanism, a way for Sarah Rowe to reconnect with her father. And so I also view it as a really personal and intimate play. Like she's like directly relating herself and putting herself in this character's shoes and see how she might like how it's like she's like this character that we don't often pay attention to because like all the spotlights on Orpheus, but like when you look at it, she's actually a really interesting person. I mean, being in the underworld and going back. I mean, she must have went through a lot. But anyway, um, and it is revisiting Greek she said by revisiting old stories like Greek mythology, it can be a way to connect to people faster because everyone knows the story. She says that I've always been fascinated by Greek myths, and I like that everyone knows the story I'm telling. There's a kind of structural vibration knowing what the bones of the story are, but not how it's gonna be told. It's like a change us that are the sticking points. So I guess like it's like um I mean I think what she meant is that she has the structure is there, but like it is her creativity to do like a retelling of the story. And I think it's really interesting because here in this image I choose this image. It's like we see like Orpheus is in like the focus, like the foreground, whereas Eurydice is in the background. But then in our story it's like actually opposite. Eurydice is like the focus of the story. So I just thought that's an interesting connection. And production history. The play was premiered at Madison Repertory Theater in September 2003. And other productions, like she also did some workshop of this play at Piven Theater Workshop, which is like as I mentioned before, a workshop, summer workshop she was in when she was a kid, and as well as other festival, Williams Theater Festival in Williamstown, Berkeley Repertory Theater, Yale Repertory Theater, Second Stage Theater, and Alliance Theater. Man, I really want to. I would love to see Alliance production. And it was adapted into opera in 2020. I think there was another production coming up, but like I think it was canceled due to the coronavirus, which is so unfortunate. Anyway, and this play is not as widely known or successful as the Clean House, but it's still a very praised play because see how like it won the Drama League Awards nomination for distinctive production of a play, and 2008 Drama Dex Award nomination for outstanding set design of the play. And so I think I can see this play being like a really, I mean, just like by reading it, I think it's like a really I just thought it was a great play. And like I think there's a lot that designers can play with. And like see I collect a series of pictures of the production because I just thought that I just thought that there's just like so many things to play with on set. And like some people are focused on different elements, some people focus on music, the strings, the water. And I especially love this part about like Eurydice arriving in like an elevator that's raining. I just thought that's so awesome. But anyway, and let's look at the review. So there are quite a few people who don't like this play, and according to Rooney, 2007, a critic named Rooney, he say matter writing that's less mature, veering frequently into poetic preciousness. And Fengold says. Until Sarah Ruhl's Eurydice, I never saw a writer make such an active effort to snuff the life out of a Greek myth. And I don't know why, but like when I haven't fully digested play, I was like, I was kind of agree with it. I was like, out of all the mythology, like if you're gonna, why did Sarah Ruhl choose Eurydice, and why does she intend on making this like a modern adaptation? I guess like this one thing I was thinking about after I finished the play. And also, Marcia says, as an exercise in personal nostalgia and a way to try to bridge the gap between the living and the dead, this play is interesting. But as a material for drama, it's not especially promising or compelling. And Williams says, Ruhl's penchant for whimsically poetic and colorful dialogue renders the story emotionally inert in much the same way as some poets endeavor to be poetic but grasp only the form without the substance. So as you can see, there's like quite a few critical opinions of this play. And however, but this play in general is quite a praise and acclaimed work, as Lauer put it in 2006. Full of both woo and wonder, walking a tightrope between the mystic and the mundane. And Charles Isherwood, I think it was on New York Times for Theater Review in 2006, and he loved this play. He was like, I just love like how he puts it. He's like, you got guys, this is a weird play, but you know what? I love it. And he says, love and grief, life and death are both endless, tentative, fixed, and mutable in the strange world of Eurydice. The devastatingly lovely and just plain devastating theatrical gloss on the Orpheus myth by the inventive young playwright Sarah Ruhl. Yeah, so like he really loved this play. Like I remember like reading the review that he said he was on the verge of tears when like at the scenes where with Eurydice and her father. And I mean I kind of agree with that because like the entire story throughout the entire story, my favorite parts was the connection between Eurydice and her father, like when she doesn't remember her father, and then he was like put in this string, this like room full of string. It just felt like, oh my god, it's so touching. And Smith in 2011 said, Eurydice is an intriguing brew of tone, style, language, and images. Whether it takes on love, loss, memory, and longing is sometimes a little too abstract to feel truly moving. It's also daring, light on its feet, and terrifically absurd. It's a fine choice for UT and well worth seeing. And like I think it's really interesting because like most of the productions are off Broadway, but like this play is also really popular among university and high schools, and I think I can see why, because like it is about two young people and it is about like family connections and communication. So I think maybe that's why it's so popular among high schools and colleges. And so yeah, I have some questions for you because like I think the first one is, what do you think about the use of Greek mythology, especially how does like the story of Orpheus and Eurydice affect your overall experience of the play, as well as how you view the original myth? And the second question is, what do you think about the portrayal of relationship in the play? Are Orpheus and Eurydice truly in love? How would you describe the relationship of her and her father? Because like I don't know about you, but like I feel like Orpheus and Eurydice, like they claim to be madly in love, but like I don't think Orpheus understands Eurydice because like I feel like he put his music first, and like she doesn't seem to understand his music. So I think it's like this miscommunication between us two, which and what is the role of water in the story? Because like you see, like they're like river. There's like river of leaves, which is also like the river of forgetfulness in the play. And there's elevator with rain. She literally arrives holding an umbrella, trying to avoid the rain. And like I think in some set design I also see like really have heavy elements of water. So I was just wondering, this is like a really wet and damp place. So I was wondering how you make up that. And also, how does role utilize music, rhythm, and language to showcase the miscommunication between the characters? And also, like the last question, what are your impressions of the underworld? Rose states that she says she wants the underworld to be like a wonderland, like Alice of the Wonderland kind of world. And what do you think about this design? And then what do you think about the form in which Hades takes? And what about the stones? And what roles do you think they play? And these are just like some general questions I have for you guys. Yeah. And this is my citation. Thank you very much.